Nu hörs det. Lite svenska först så jag vänjer mig. Some Swedish first so I get used to these microphones. The clock is 10:10 and actually my plan was that I started this final seminar at 10:15, so I'm before time. That's nice, because you know how it is, almost every time you are late. Welcome everyone to Åland Islands, the guests from Estonia. Och välkomna ni som är här och lyssnar från Åland. Today we have here a guest that is from the school that EPIG has had as a project partner. And then we have also, if I understood it correctly, we have persons or people that is working in the tourism industry in Estonia and also working at the Ministry of Education, I think. And from Åland Islands, we have stakeholders that work with Central Baltic and also stakeholders from Ålands Näringsliv. It's how should we say that in English? It's an organization for the whole industry, you can say.
Well, for the private companies.
Yeah.
We representatives of most of the private companies.
Yeah, very good. And we also have representatives or stakeholders from our university here on Åland Islands. And then we have some speakers, but I will come back to them. Yeah. Well, my name is Jana. You say it like that. Jaren is my last name. And from August, I'm employed here at Ola Vocational School to take care of this project. But the real project manager is also here, and that's Erika. And we say congratulations to her and her very new son that is sleeping right now, almost sleeping. Yeah. I have a long background as a teacher in business administration and also as a project manager in various education projects. So. And of course, we are going to talk about GastroTourism today. So what is a gastronomic experience? It's about how we experience different flavors, but not just the flavors. It's about so much more than that. And this so much more, that's a feeling, I think. And that feeling is difficult to describe. You just got it. The feeling is affected by the people and the place we meet. To be skilled in giving your visitors a gastronomic experience is to challenge yourself in the hunt of that feeling. And I have been working a lot with students and customers. I am also an entrepreneur. So every time when I meet a new student or when I meet a customer, I always think that, Kenneth, okay, you're here now, I'm going to take care of you, but actually you're not my customer. My customer is the one you're going to tell about what happened when you met me. And I would like you to tell something positive and something more than the expectations you had before you met me. So that's my understanding of it. And I think you agree. So as a, what do you say in English, ice break activity, I would like you to, in just a couple of seconds maybe, think, what is your favorite food-related experience? Do you, as you sit here now, have a taste memory so strong that you right now could tell us about it? Just think about it in a couple of seconds. Do you have a taste memory that is so strong that you remember it immediately. And you have already started what my plan was. I would like you to say hello to the one that you sit beside. If it's someone that you don't know, maybe try that one to say hello behind. Maybe that is someone that you don't know. Tell your name and tell that one the story. Yeah. So please, what is your name and what is your story? if this is going to work. Yes. Oh, I can hear that we have a lot of stories in this room today. And you seem like you are engaged in the stories, because it's difficult for me now to end the stories, but I'm trying. Yeah. Be able to tell about flavors and taste memories for someone else, for one's guests and for the person sitting beside in this seminar as an example. That's really gastrotourism for me. It's not just about having the feeling or the memory, it's also about how you tell it to someone else. And now we will hear more about this from Harriet Strandwick. She is a consultant in food crafts, master of education and teacher in home economics. And you, the project participants, sorry, not the stakeholders, but for the project participants, you will have a lecture with Harriet also tomorrow. But go ahead, please. No problem. You buy us lunch.
Thank you, Jana, for the introduction. And hello, everyone. Hello, welcome to Åland. Tervetuloa. You're very welcome to Åland. Nice to see you all gathering together, because this is an international project, so we meet up in the end of the project. I have been working for a very long time with different kind of food projects, so I know every project has a start and an end. And I think it's a pleasure for me to be here in the last part of the project. So I have been working a lot of food project, and I think it was very honored for me to think over the gastronomic tourist perspective, how to make it a recap, how can you explain it, and how can you work with it. So this is a big project that I'm going to try to just point out something important, and we talk more about this topic tomorrow. I was also very pleased that I hear the sound of you talking about memories connected to food. But I just want to have a small hands up thing. I just wanted to raise your hand if there was a memory from your childhood. Raise your hand. Okay, and was it the memory that you talked about? Was it a travel memory? Raise your hand. Okay. So, and all the rest of you have different kind of food memories. I was guessing that lots hands were raised when I talked about or asked you about was it a memory from your childhood? Because actually, when you talk about food memory and senses, it goes back to your early childhood. So I have been working with a project. Actually, it was a school meal project in Finland many years ago, and we had a tool during that project working with students and senses, and try them to describe meals and so on. And I have also been working with small kids, because small kids are very open, they are open-minded, and they have very good connection to the senses, like smell and taste and so on. But they don't have the language. So, but they can describe it very good anyway. So we have a very nice example for a kid when they were having a smell exercise with different kinds of like coffee and seasons and so on. And they were try to guess what are they smelling. And a small kid were smelling at cinnamon. But she didn't know the name of that one, cinnamon. But she told me that I feel this must be my grandmother's kitchen. And I think that's the sense of this description that gastrotourism is all about. It's the feeling that Jana were talking about. The feeling that is very hard to put words on, but you strongly threw back to your childhood and good memories. So I was guessing that her grandmother has baking apple cake, maybe with cinnamon, and she didn't know what the cinnamon was, but she was thrown back to the kitchen of her grandmother. And I think our mission when we work with GastroTourism is to create these memories that are very hard to describe, but that is offering good smells, good ethics, nice making nice tables, and being a very good host, and so on, all these things. And actually, I have a number that is very important for me when I'm working with meals. Hopefully you see these very simple numbers. So 30% is physical. That is the thing that you put in your mouth, you feel with your nose. And the rest, 70% of a meal is the rest. So of course it's very good and important that we have quality on the plate, that we have actually good raw materials, very prepared meals, but it's a very small part, very small part. So I think when you were talking about the memory from the childhood or from the travel or something else, I think that you were talking quite a lot about these other things and a little bit about what was actually put in your mouth. I don't know, maybe we are humans, so maybe this theory is not for everyone, but I think it's says something to us when we're working with gastrotourism. The definition of the gastrotourism, you can read about it's an individual place. It's a single place that provides guests with opportunities to create unique, memorable experiences and highlight kitchen culture and local and regional food and beverage. So it's very important that we talk about this from a very huge and large perspective. It's very important that gastrotourism provides opportunities for friendly and fun, authentic, hands-on, memorable activities. So I think that's something that we could all agree about. But how do you describe gastrotourism? Very simple. Yeah, you just say it. It's more. It's including food and beverage, but it's much more. And here is the simple numbers. Much more than just the food. I think also it's very important here at Åland. I think on every island that you or place that you live on. When you work with tourists, it could be agro-tourism, it could be eco-tourism, it could be agriculture tourism on the countryside or whatever, but there is also always meals included. And this GastroTourism is a global movement, and it starts about on the 18th, and then we started to talk about who we are in this room. I think all of us is foodie, so that's the description of who we are. And when I see some numbers of different ages, it's fantastic to see that about half of the generation are of young generation describes themselves like foodie, and they also choose where to travel, buy food and beverage. So it's very important sector in tourism to be aware of, that we have a huge amount of customers who wanted to have food and beverage on point one when they choose where to go. Yeah, so that's just a simple explanation of why this is so important. And I also think myself, when I travel, important where to eat and drink. So I think I'm a foodie in a personality, and maybe we are all foodies in this room. And the most powerful tool, you were also touching it when you were talking to the audience. Trying, yeah, because the individual is the most powerful marketing person. And today we have these fantastic tools. You're sitting with the phone. So we're taking lots of pictures on the food and beverage and places. So let's use these individual tools and spread our good food memories throughout there. So I think I will end here. And let's continue talk more about food tomorrow. Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much, Harriet. Okay. Everything is okay? Yeah. So now I just continue. We are not taking a break or something because we are on our way. I would like to invite Anna-Lena Gros. She has been working here in this school, and she is actually the one that started this EPIG project. So, welcome.
Need patience. Yes, now it came. All right. Well, I start to say with it's so nice to see you. I'm a project maker, you can say. That's what I enjoy the most. Almost one of my favorite things is to develop new projects. And I think it was 2019, I think, when I attended a conference or a small meeting that we had here in Mariehamn. Esther was the coordinator, I think, Esther Laurel. And she had some information. I thought, well, we need more people in the hospitality industry. What can we do? And they had money. All right, we have to apply for this money, and what can the idea be? And I don't know how we came up with this idea about gastronomical tourism, but we did. But then you had to have partners. So I started to search for partners, and they have different pages where you can upload your idea and so on. And I think it was through one of those pages, Ave, I got contacted, or did I just send an email to you? I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yes, yes. Åland, yes. My first idea was that we should have 3 islands, Gotland, Saaremaa and Åland. Gastronomical tourism connecting 3 islands. But it turned out that we are 2 islands. And when you plan a project, first you have to have a good team, you have to have a good idea, you have to have the money and everything, but then you have to choose the right partner. And we did. Because we chose this school with Ave. And Ave came with a friend and we met at Arlanda airport. We had a crazy meeting, intense meeting, and Sophie was with me, Sophie Norlund from here. And Ave was really strict, and she, higher up. She got the quality. We got more quality thanks to Ave because she was very strict with the application. She was very thorough with the numbers, and we got the funding. And I'd say it's because we have such a good partner. Thank you, Ave, for that. And also we had a connection. I've been in a lot of projects where you don't have the right connection between the people. You have to have a certain mentality that you're alike, quite alike, and that you like each other. That's important. Well, anyway, we got the funding, and after you have the funding, and actually I had the funding for 3 projects in 1 week, and I got so shocked, you know, what to do. But we coped with that, and then you have to have a good project leader. And again, we were very lucky. We chose Erika as a project leader, and she did an amazing job. And after her, we have Jana. Still an amazing work. And it's absolutely fantastic. And this is why I love...
Well, according to the project plan, we streamed this seminar, but something happened with the technique. So I don't know if the one that is listening now, there has been some technical problems. But I hope that everything is in order now. I think so, hopefully. And the camera is on me, not on you. Yeah. Anna-Lena, I have invited her as an expert when we are going to do study visits in the archipelago on Saturday. So she will join us then. I have sent around a name list, and I don't know actually now where it is. So if you could please give it to Dawn, and so we can have all the names of the participants of the seminar on the list. All right. You're leaving. It's okay. They are here to see what we are doing. Not actually about EPIG, but what we are doing. Thank you so much. Feeling good? You need to stand up and do like this, or everything is okay? Very good. Then I going to continue, and I have been thinking through what I'm going to say, and I have had to written it down, so it's going to be a little bit better English. So I'm sorry that I'm going to read in my notes, but I hope it's okay. So I'm trying now, Erika, to do your work. Let's talk about EPIG. Sorry, I should be here still. Okay, and I should do this, like this. Educating professionals on islands in GastroTourism, shorted EPIG, has been a project aimed for students, teachers, and people working in gastronomy and tourism. And the aim of the project was to improve the level of knowledge in these sectors of tourism and gastronomy. And the head or main objective was to create a curriculum course of 10 acts. And the basis for the course was determined to be based on what the sectors want or need. So therefore, Erika, she started her work to analyze that, or I don't know that correct word in English, but kartlägga. What's that word, Anna-Lena, in English? Yeah, she did a research. She did a lot of interviews. Erika, as you all know now, went on maternity leave at the end of June, and only about 2 weeks ago, she gave birth to her son. And I have taken over the project, and I don't know if you can say that in English, but row it in port. Can you say that in English? No. Concluded. Oh, it was meant like a joke. In Swedish, we talk about that we are, rowing. Well, I would therefore take the opportunity to thank Erika for what she has done to the project, how successful she has been working, and we have some gifts to give to her. So, if it's possible, Erika, please come up. I think I do like this. I put it here first, and then I will say that we have a book. Oh, I don't know if you have it. Now again. Actually, here is a little bit, I'm sorry, but Anna-Lena, you are also going to have this book as a thank you. And Harriet, I forgot her. I will give it to her tomorrow, no problem. But this is for you. And then there is a gift here. Joanna, would you like to say something? Yes, so this is from Joanna and from Daya, and they bought this nice thing, rabbit, I think it is, in Estonia. And one thing for me, when you open it, you will, or when he is wearing it, you will remember the Harvest Festival. And this is something that I found in the office, so it's for you. Well, thank you. Maybe we should give her another applause. Jag vet inte, kanske jag hjälper dig. Ja. Thank you and good luck with your new role in life. Okay, I will also say for myself, when I started this project, it has been hectical, and Erika has been amazing in June when she told me everything and gave me the information and so on. But there are other persons here that I also would like to thank you now, and that's Susie. She's a teacher here, and thank you so much for everything up today. And I know I'm going to need your help later on also. And then we have Joanna here. She is amazing, and she has the biggest heart I know. So thank you so much. And you will hear more from Joanna for a while, after a while. And Vilma, a student that I have get to know, I think it was yesterday or the day before that. But she is also very ambitious. And last but not least, Ave, thank you so much for all the misunderstandings online and the technical problems and everything. And English, I don't know, I try and so on. But thank you so much. So let's continue. The project plan stated the following about the purpose: to improve the level of knowledge among students and working professionals in the fields of gastronomy and tourism, to improve the cooperation between schools and business life. The objectives. The project plan states the following about the main objectives. A course plan with a content that corresponds to the industry's needs in the subject of gastrotourism. Organize activities that give both teachers and students the opportunity to learn more about gastrotourism. Bring out a guide or a manual so that future teachers get tips and advices on which working methods might be suitable in a course like this. And as we already know, the Ola Vocational School is the lead partner. And for you that are first time here on Åland Islands, are there someone here, or is there someone here that this is the first time, or have you been all here before? You have been the first time. Okay, some of you. Well, Åland Vocational School offers 13 different degree-oriented educational options that are both practical and theoretical, and the programs lead to a vocational upper secondary school qualification or examination. After the education, students can either work in the profession they have studied or study further, maybe at the university here on Åland, or most students, they continue their studies in Sweden because of the language, 80% I think, or you can also study, of course, in mainland Finland or somewhere else. The school has about 600 students and about 100 teachers and administrative staff. The school also has adult education and also arranges individual courses for professionals on behalf of the government of Åland. And actually, during these 3 days, we will have students from adult students, you can say, that is educating, or they are going to be waiters, I think. You could say that, Susie? Yeah. But there will be some different persons. Today there are some persons, and another day it will be another person. Is that true, correct? Yeah. So you couldn't participate the whole day, the whole 3 days, yeah. Well, we continue. From the beginning, as Anna-Lena said, there were 3 schools, or they were planning to have a collaboration between 3 vocational schools on 3 islands, all in the Baltic Sea. Our school, Kuressaari Training Center on Saaremaa in Estonia, and Goethe-gymnasiet on Gotland in Sweden. But as I understood from Erika, Gotland had to prioritize, I think you say in English, and declined to participate because their principal was on sick leave. Well, however, Erika and Ave visited the school in June this year, and you presented the project and the results. So it has been some kind of follow-up. Yeah, I don't know if I need to say something. You can just read through the figures. So as everyone knows, the project is an Interreg project with support funding from European Regional Fund. And today we have a guest here from Central Baltic, locally, and also from Turku, from Åbo. And that's Pille sitting down here. Yeah. And Dan from the government of Åland. Of course, we wish you a special welcome. Something about the results. This is a challenge for me, of course, because I haven't been joining the project But before Erika went on maternity leave, I asked her how she sees the results of the project work. And this is a shortened interpretation of her explanation. It's my interpretation. So you can see this plus, okay, 1 minus, the yellow thing. So the results is about teaching, training, through boot camps, teacher network, educate students through boot camps, student network. More active cooperation between partner schools, the surrounding business and work life, the curriculum, of course. We will hear more about the curriculum very soon from Joanna, a teacher manual. And I counted the pages. It was approximately 30 pages. I think I need to change this one. It's not good. Tålamod, tålamod, patience, patience. Yeah. Well, the original plan was to implement the teacher trainings earlier, but due to the COVID-19, they had to delay it, and some of the planned activities were also cancelled due to the COVID-19. Regardless of that, the continuing education of the teacher has been successful. The same applies to the students training in GastroTourism. In practice, the continuing education of the teacher and students, as I said, has taken place at the same time and via boot camps that the project have arranged. Mainly through boot camps, where teachers and students met in real life, new contacts and networks have been made. Since different students participated on different occasions, it has been more difficult to create continuous networks between them. That's why it's a minus there. So when they were together, of course, in the boot camps, they were networking, of course, but to keep that networking afterwards has been a challenge. As for the teachers' contacts afterwards, we can hope that they will continue to keep in touch to exchange experiences. The curriculum from EPIG was approved by the project steering group in December last autumn 2021. And here at Ola Vocational School, it will be implemented as an optional examination part. And of course, it has been an inspiration for other kinds of curriculums and courses that touches gastrotourism. Ava will tell you more about the work with the teachers, the students, about the project. As I said, I have not yet had time to settle into the work on a detailed level. So highlights will come from Ave, Joanna, and Vilma. This is typical. I always do like this. There has been publications and presentations, and this is what Erika has been doing as an example. There has been news and updates on Facebook, on Instagram. She presented the project at an event called Finnish Food Craft Championship. She has had meetings for professionals within the field of gastronomy and tourism. And together with Visit Åland and Åland University of Applied Sciences, they arranged a bigger meeting or event where the topic was gastrotourism. She also presented the project at Ålands Handelsmässa. It's a fair in Mariehamn. We arrange it every year. And EPIG has been visible in local newspaper during these times. There was, as an example, a theme day about local fish. I remember it. I read it also. And then when I read it, I didn't know that I'm going to stand here today. So this is some examples. Yeah. Yeah, so this theme day about fish and also about meat has been inspired or it was very inspiring. So you have taken the result from that in your education, if I understood it correctly. Okay. Yeah. Did you hear what she said? Yeah. And this EPIG final seminar, as you already know, is going to be in 3 days, today, tomorrow, and on Saturday. And in short, we will have 5 study visits where the topic is storytelling. We will have one today. We are going to visit Västerås in Lämland, and we will have a storytelling from the entrepreneur that has this Västerås. And then we will have 4 presentations about business ideas, when the topic is more actually about the entrepreneurship and the business idea and the packaging. And we are going to visit a restaurant this evening here in Mariehamn, kallas Stadskrog. And the manager and the entrepreneur, Timo Vettriö, he's going to present his business idea. We are also going to have 2 workshops to discuss and analyze tasks, and evaluation forms will be in that workshop. So we are not only going to discuss and then leave the discussion, we are going to read it down in papers. Today about the curriculum, tomorrow it's going to be focused on taste memories, as Harriet said. Talking about Harriet, we will have connected to the workshop tomorrow, 1 lecture that touches on terroir and meroir, if you say that. Is it correct, Susie? Well, the flavor of place. And this seminar take place at the same time as the Harvest Festival here on Åland. And the Harvest Festival is a big happening in the autumn, and we have tourists coming here, mostly from Finland, I think, to visit different farms. And I counted it, there are 49 places or farms to visit this autumn. And for the Estonian guests, I'm going to show the program. So here you can see the whole program. And we are going to visit some of them. We are actually tomorrow going to visit this place, Bollstaholm. And we going to have an expert with us, a guide, that is going to help me to tell more about Bollstaholm. And then you see a lot of places. I'm just going to do like this. Let's see. The apple juice that you were drinking today is from a place called Grannas. Tomorrow we will visit this place, Pub Stallhagen. And maybe some of you have been there before, I don't know. Let's see. On Saturday, last evening, we are going to have a presentation at the Hotel Archipelag, but not about the hotel. They have a special restaurant there. The name is Kompaniet. And we will have a presentation about the packaging. And today we're going to meet this person, Anders Westerberg. On Saturday, we are going to have lunch on this place, Karlsruhe, out in the archipelago, Fögle. And at the same time, of course, we are going to listen to a presentation about their business idea, their packaging, and I think they are very professional. Sorry? Yeah, they have also boost sales. I have been thinking about that. Let's see. Tomorrow morning, we are going to visit these 2 couples in the north or out, how do you say that, Anna-Lena? Norr på Åland. Yeah, in the northern parts of Åland. And we will also have an expert with us so that can help us to translate into English, help them, help me. And she also speaks Estonia, so we can deepen the discussion. Let's see, what do we have more? You see, there are a lot of them. Sommargård, var det? Oh yeah, but I would like to stop here also. We are also going to visit this place, Skeppargården Pellas. How do you say that in English, Anna-Lena? Not a clue. Well, they bakar hemvete. Yes. They do traditional breads, and you are going to taste it, and you are going to have stories around it. And let's see. And this place has been very famous for their way of packaging, and it's out in Fögle. We are going to visit this place, Sommargård. That was the end of the list. Var var jag någonstans? Jag var här. This was the slide. What do you think? Were you impressed? See you tomorrow, yeah. Well. So, we of course have study visits and presentations, but also more theoretical way of learning. And today, the workshop that we are going to have in the afternoon between 12 and 14, I'm going to give more detailed instructions in the end of this seminar, is going to be a workshop in 3 parts. First, there will be a moderator that you will be divided into groups. And there will be moderators for each group. And there will be 5 groups because there are 5 modular, how do you say that in English? Modules in the curriculum. And with the help of the moderator, you are going to discuss and evaluate the module. And then the moderators are going to written down the discussion that is in part 2. And during that time, you will be divided in or put it in new groups, and you will discuss with each other, giving suggestions of how can you improve the curriculum, or what can we think about it when we try to, use it. And the last part of this workshop, I'm going to be the moderator, and we do a summary together. After that, we are going to visit Västerås. In your folder, you have a fleek, flap, can you say no, I don't know. A section, yes, about this, so you can read it through. So, I'm here. Learning can take places in many ways or in many situations. And if I say something about this second headline there, learning by doing, I myself, as a theoretical teacher, I think that's the best way of doing it. When you are in a situation and you really meet the experts there, you get so much more than if you are in a classroom like this, and you just have to imagine how GastroTourism would be. And this project has been about that, of course, and it has also been about learning by tasting. But then the first headline maybe seems a little bit crazy, but I would like you to remember me and this headline, learning by stealing. It's in a positive way. So what has happened now during this project? Well, you have inspired each other, Åland and Estonia. You have stealed, I think, the good ideas from each other. And sometimes you can't copy, but you can get inspired, and you can get, like different perspectives. And that's the best thing to meet other persons internationally, other countries, other schools. So thank you for listening. And now we will listen to Ave.
Do you want this one? I don't know. Can you hear me from here?
Well, you need this one, otherwise they can't hear you when we are streaming. So I'm sorry. So you have to have this. I know. That's why I forget to do something. Some things. So
Okay.
let's try. Let's give it a try. It's on. So you just.
Can you like this? Good. Okay.
Maybe like this. You see.
Like this. Okay. Let's do it. I'll forget it probably. Yes, you could do it. So, hello everybody. We are very happy to be here. I can't see much old people anymore here, but anyway, uh, I used to think of myself like as from a pretty strong person, like rock or something. But today is a morning seeing Johanna and Joanna and Annalena and everybody, so it's my emotions went somewhere. Okay, but I try to do it. And if you do you have the sticker so I can
use this one.
okay. So anyway, as you see, I'm so happy to be here, so I'm almost crying. Um, and it's okay. It's going very fast. Um, a few words about Ametigol from Kuressaare, Ösel. It's a tiny secret, actually, the island there. We visited with Erika Gotland in June, and we were in different places, and somebody asked, where are you from? And we said, we are from Estonia. And which part? We said, Saaremaa. They said, okay, we don't know. But many people from Ösel are coming to the fairs. So Saaremaa and Ösel are the same. So this is our main team. You can see Marve here today, who did most of the curriculum part, like put it on the paper after the discussions. And but actually, most of our tourism and service field teachers were involved, because the curriculum, which Jonna will present later on, it involves so many different part and knowledge and everything. So you can't do it with like 2 or 3 people who are actually assigned for the project. You have to involve all the experts and teachers and stakeholders and actually everybody. The school is not so big. We have more than 800 students, but we teach almost everything in our school. So everything from carpentry, business, catering, guiding, hairdressing, whatever you like, you can come. And that's because we are situating on the island. So we have few groups of each different specialty. What is this? Okay, and as Jonas said something, and Johanna will talk about the curriculum. The research part of this project was the hardest one, actually. And when Marva told me yesterday, don't make another boring PowerPoint presentation. But I should say that this situation in tourist sector is not so good. And we all know, and it's really, really bad situation. And in our school, we have several other projects to raise the image of the sector. It's not just GastroTourism, but the overall situation in the sector is actually pretty sad. So we had altogether around 50 got feedback from around 50 stakeholders. We had deep interviews and we had questionnaires. So we started with asking like basic things: what the biggest problems in your field, what does people, what you like, what do you know already about gastrotourism, because the wording gastrotourism in Estonia is not so broader spread yet. We know what it is. Many companies do it, but we don't call it like GastroTourism. So we can go on. And the main reason to make all these interviews and surveys was to get the input for curriculum. What is needed, how long it has to be, how to deliver the course. And how to, so there are huge, we got the huge list of skills needed, like professionals ones, and also like the next slide said the social ones. The people who are working in tourism sector have to be like superheroes, I guess, and they have to be like really flexible. But that, as you see, is one of the first things. It's not actually here. It's on the, maybe I can. I don't know what to say. It's too much anyway. But the flexibility and open-mindedness probably, and also this willingness to do and work in this sector are the most important ones, because I'm actually thinking that people have to born as for working in this sector. You have to have this deeper inner feeling that I like to work with people, and I do whatever to treat everyone as my own special guest. So otherwise, it's not possible to do it. I think. These other guys, you can see. Actually, I didn't mention that we have here today Visit Saaremaa. We have a few of our stakeholders from companies. We have 4 future Michelin star chefs here. So if somebody's from companies, you already can make some connections. We have a Ehtne Saaremaa brand. How to say, Kelly? What the name of your project manager? So, as Jonna will talk about the curriculum, I will say a few words about the teacher manual. There will be curriculum, and there will be assisting material for teachers, how to deliver the course. We try to do the course that it wouldn't be too boring. But actually this package, like curriculum and teacher manual, it's like almost full package. So teacher can take this one, take the curriculum, and of course she has to got herself the knowledge about these topics, and then you just go and do it. Benefits. This one is tricky part, because when we started, we thought that, okay, we'll do the curriculum and it will suit to everybody. And then we understood that it's not possible to predict that the curriculum has to be like 10 points, because it depends who is a target group. If it's students like 15, 16, 17, they don't have any previous experience, and it takes much longer. It takes probably a year to go through it. But if we have already working professionals, we can do it in 10 weeks. So so you can adapt the training periods according to your target group. And you can also offer like tailor-made courses, because when we have talked to our stakeholders, they say that, okay, we don't want to take the full curriculum. We just miss the skills in marketing, or we miss business skills. So you can sell it like tailor-made courses. We thought that it's also good to use it maybe in general schools, because in Estonia students in general schools, like in basic school, they can take optional subjects from vocational school. So we, for example, offering like photography course and help me out, some other courses I know, like media, audiovisual art and things like this. So why not to offer also this GastroTourism like this? Then we had this great boot camps, but to prepare the boot camps, both in Åland and in Ösel, we needed to contact many experts beforehand. And I think this definitely strengthens the connection between the schools and companies itself. And why I'm here so like this, because it's so many good memories, and it's just not just other people are so nice and lovely. Also our people are so nice. You can see my boys there, okay. They make me cry almost every day. I never felt this. Maybe it's about my age. Maybe I'm starting to get old and then just going to cry all the time. But they're surprising me like every day, and it's incredible to have project partners, colleagues. I don't know what I'll do next year. I'm happy that the project work is ending, but I hope that connections and cooperation and networking work is not ending with between islands and between the schools. So there is no words needed, I think. But you can see, right? But the synergy was in this project. This was a great thing. And this is our English teacher, guiding teacher. She's doing many projects also in our school. And she was so happy. I think this picture says everything. Thank you, Nolan. Thank you, Erika, Anna-Lena, and everything.
Please stand here. I'm trying to be, what's that word now? Värdinna? Yes? And now I'm here. I forgot Anna-Lena. I forgot Harriet. But this is a small gift for this. Thank you so much. And thank you, Anna-Lena. We will see each other again, but thank you so much. Yeah. And if it's still okay to sit down, otherwise I think you could stand up and do a little bit of dancing, a couple of seconds. And we say, please welcome to Joanna and Vilma.
Men vi kan använda samma. Vi byter. För jag pratar först, sen pratar. Och sen så ska vi hitta din PowerPoint. Ja, det är Erikas PowerPoint. Vi har fixat om din PowerPoint. Om du fick den på. Vilken? Det kan du göra, så läser jag.
Bara trycka framåt och det är mot kanonen där så ordnar det sig.
Sådär.
Okej.
Sådär.
Och står ni där så ser du både er och bild.
Ja, okej. Sådär. Terre, hejsan på er allihopa. Trevligt att se er igen. Jag har också, som Ave sa, många goda minnen. Så det här är både ledsamt och trevligt att vi når ett slut. Hello and welcome everybody. I'm both happy and a little bit sad that this is reaching for an end because of it's both fun. It has been a really fun journey, and I have learned a lot, and I have met a lot of good people, and I have been learning a lot from everyone in different type of ways, and I also learned that open-minded is very important, and the flexibility, as Ave said. If you have that, then you are already far in this business. So the approach, you can change the approach, is how all it got divided in between the topics, then like tourism, gastronomy, entrepreneurship, boosting sales, and hosting. The possibilities for this topic was hard to downscale because we all wanted so much in them, so it was hard to get it narrowed down. I think we got it so that everybody can make it suitable for their own course and use the material. Tar vi nästa. The gastronomic is a topic that's also seen as the tourist part, or touristy part, as well as the restaurant producer part. It shows that it's important to have content that is flexible and can work for many different aspects. This you can have both offered to the students and working life, and I think it's also nej, det ska vara på fel. Ja. I don't know. I think I wrote the wrong one, but anyway. The tourism, then the topics got divided again into more detailed topics. So for example, tourists got quite many hard topics, and it was hard to narrow them down. There was this one, because this one was so huge and you want to have so much in it. So for the field, you need to make it tailor made, because some want just to have a specific part, but the school part needs the whole part. This is the problem through the whole project, because there are so many different levels of knowledge in the different. And then we take the next one, nej. Nästa. Nej. Yes, this. Now, this topic, gastronomic, was also seen as, ja, det var den som jag läste förut. Ja, tar vi nästa. Hosting. Är vi på den? Nej. This one was that we were talking about Marriott, Terrier, all the memories, and this is also for the ones that is producer. I think they have specific problems in their part. Maybe the products are not seen. Maybe they need some co-worker or so on. In school, you need to learn how first you have to have the product, and then you have to package it and so on. So here is also the same problem, that you need the tailor-made and also specific. For example, you have fish, a lot of fish, and a lot of berries, and you also have this. In Estonia, had the candies that you made from seaweeds, and for me it was very special. Maybe you don't see it as yourself, but in the marketplace when we were visiting there was a lot, and it was very interesting. Here we have, you're going to see when you go around to the farms, we have different stuff here, but we have a lot of apples. And we also have quite many sellers that sells like potatoes and stuff like this. So this is Merior and Tior, so that's a quite big part in this. Okay, nu tar vi ta nästa. Entrepreneurship. Ska se, var här den då? Boosting sales. Jag hoppar över den. Nej, men jag hoppar över den. Ska vi se. Jag har den någonstans. This one. This one we tried out actually in our school with Erika and Vilma's class. So we actually went to a small island and looked at a restaurant and how they could make this restaurant to become a summer restaurant. And it was very good because we had hosting, we had entrepreneurship and everything in it. But then again, they used it was the small island called Sattunga. They used it to marketing their, to look for a new entrepreneur there, their work. And this was also, you couldn't do this with a new business because it was too light version. If you have already an entrepreneur there, you need to go a little bit deeper into the topics. So this was really interesting. Okay, next. Boosting sales. This one was really nice, and I liked this one a lot. I didn't think that I would like this part the best, but this one was very interesting. And boosting sales you can do in so many ways, and you can do in so many, how do you say, nice presentations, and it was really, really, how you say it, mind-opening and eye-opening for me, because I think boosting sales for me, it would have been marketing and this boring, and that the students just sitting in the classroom and doing counting and bookkeeping. But these ones started out, or got my favorite actually. And in this we have the storytelling, and for me the storytelling is very fun, and I think it's something that we need to do more, and it gets very personal for me, and also for the ones that you can make it how personal you like, or you can have it quite as just average, like a history, long or back way. And it's also really, I think it's easy to remember it, because it gets like a story that we are known to as a child. Yes, and then Vilma have her own storytelling to read to you. Yes. Vilma.
Wow. All right. Yes. Here we have like just some pictures that's going to be rolling from the trip. So, oh yeah, my name is Vilma. I'm a student here. Last year I graduated the waitress course, but now I'm studying to become a chef. So that's why I'm still here. And I was one of the students that was in this project and went to Estonia. So in the beginning of May this year, a group of teachers and chosen students, we went to Estonia, Saaremaa, together. And this was a part of the bigger project called EPIG. Oh no. The purpose of the trip to visit Estonia, Saaremaa, was to visit different companies and restaurants, and we also visited their school to learn from each other and experience new things. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about the trip first, and then I will talk a little bit about storytelling. Even though our trip started off a little bit shaky, we almost missed our boat and had to run to get to the other boat. Got a little bit wrong with bookings and stuff, but we eventually made it to Estonia. And we lived at Johan Design and Spa Hotel. It was a very nice hotel, felt very cozy and nice, yeah. On our trip, we visited the castle Kuressaare, where we had dinner, we ate there, we also got a tour of the castle, but I'm going to talk more about this a little bit later in my presentation. We also went to Deli Food. It's like a factory where they produce different milk products like yogurts and bars and everything. So here we had a tour and we got to taste a few of the products. We got to learn more about the products and how they are made and everything like that. That was very interesting. We also Yeah. We also went to the school's like a street food event that they have, I guess, every year. I don't know, but it was very fun. We helped the students from Estonia to make the food. We worked with them and their teachers, and then we also sold the food. And this street food event was sponsored by different companies in Saaremaa. Yeah, and I think this was a very fun event, and that's something that we could bring to this school and have where we sell food and do this, because I thought it was a very fun experience. So a big focus of this project was storytelling. And storytelling is when you can use a personal story or experience to make the product seem more interesting and sell the product in a better way. It makes it more personal for the customer. You get a better bond with them when you can tell them a story, and it makes the product sound more interesting instead of just stating facts and numbers about a product. So this is a very important thing and a big focus of the project, the importance of using storytelling. So on our trip to Estonia, we experienced different forms of storytelling from the companies that we visited, and I'm going to tell you about 2 different experiences that I had about storytelling on the trip. So our first evening in Estonia that I told you, we went to Kuressaare Castle, and the whole evening was themed around medieval times, and everybody got dressed up in medieval clothes, which enhanced the experience. It was really fun. And we started off the evening by in groups, like going on a tour in the castle and answering questions and about the history of this castle. And we also had dinner at the castle, and the whole concept of the dinner was that you were supposed to feel like you were back in the medieval times. So the hosts of the dinner used storytelling in a way that made the whole experience very authentic. When we got to the dinner at the table, a Pope came in and told us about the evening, and he also greeted us at the door. And he told us about the history of the place. After that, they had maids come in with like buckets of water that we got to wash our hands in. That felt very authentic to me. And the dinner itself was a 3-course meal, started with the soup, and then we had cake for dessert. And during the meal, the Pope would tell us stories, and the Estonian students, they would also join in and tell us a little bit about the history. And the whole experience felt very authentic to me, and it's definitely one of the things that I remember the most about the trip. It was a very cool concept to me that I've never seen it before, I've never experienced something like this, so I thought it was really cool. And I think this is something we could definitely on Åland take inspiration from and use here, because we also have an old castle called Kastelholms slot, and I think this is something that they could start doing, because it was very cool to me, and it was definitely an experience. And I also thought it was good because history is maybe something that teenagers can find a little bit boring sometimes, but the hosts of this event made it very interesting to me, at least, and I learned a lot, and I was interested in it, so I thought that was cool. Next page. And at the same time that we visited the castle, it was also a good way to get to know each other, both teachers and students as a group, especially with this answering questions things. I felt like we got to know each other better for the following days. And the dinner was also a good example of being a host, both back in the days and also in modern time. And the other example I have of storytelling is another day when we went to a restaurant named Saaremaa Veski, or the windmill restaurant, where we got to try different kinds of liquors made by the owner, as well as enjoy a very nice dinner there. And the guy who was telling us about the liquors had a very good story about every liquor, and was good at presenting every liquor in a storytelling way that got us hooked and interested in the products. His stories were about every liquor and the making behind the name and the product and the flavor and why and how it was made. He also used a lot of humor while presenting the products, and at the same time he was very present in the room, both as a storyteller and a host, so I thought that was nice. One of the liquors, for example, that he told us about he had made specifically as a gift for his wife. And while we tried the liquors, he also got us active in it by making us guess the different flavors of the liquors, which made it more fun and also kept you active, because we were there for a very long time and it could have gotten boring if he wasn't keeping us active in this. And to end it, I would like to say that altogether it was a very memorable trip, and I would definitely like to visit Ösel or Saaremaa another time as a tourist, now that I got to experience it. So I thought it was really nice. And thank you.
I also want to add, for the students that we chosen from our school, they couldn't have any vad heter det, frånvaro, absence, and also that they had to be high prestige in the school results. Otherwise, they couldn't come with this, because the students had to, when they are away on this trip, they have to do all the extra work before or afterhand, and that what they are being missing. So I think that's also important for the project, that you promote some of the students that are high performing, because sometimes I feel today in this school world we are forgetting the high performance students. So I think this is also very important part, that we lift it up, that we have the students we have here are really, really good. Thank you.
Talking about high performance students. Thank you so much, Vilma. Thank you for your help. Thank you for your story. Thank you, Joanna. And one more applause, don't you think so? And some last words from me. Jag har den också här, så det är lugnt. Men tack för att du blir lite sådär, blir man lite snurrig, eller hur? Okej. Nej. I'm not so technical interested, and I learned about streaming yesterday. Hopefully everything is in order out there. A few final words, yes, before we end this part of the seminar. We will be staying in this school building today, this afternoon, and I just remind you that it's very important that you have your name tags on, so we know who is EPIG's guest here. We will be very soon, after I have been talking and so on, we are going together to the teacher room. Can you say that? That's Swinglish, lärarrummet, the conference room for teachers, and we will have some food there. And after that, immediately after that, we're going to start our workshop. And here you can see the picture of how I have tried to plan the workshop today. Maybe you also find it now in your folder under section 3. You have also under that folder, section, you have paper looks like this. Can you see it? Yeah. So in this education material, you have the whole curriculum that Joanna gave us a presentation of. And there will also be questions for the moderators. So there are questions here that is going to help the moderator to start up the discussion in every group. And there are also pages in this education material where you can written down what you are discussing. So part 1 of this workshop starts actually during the lunch break, you can say. You can start the discussions there. And we all stay in this conference room for teachers together first while we are eating. But then every moderator for every group is going to have, a paper like this. So I gave it to Susie now. I try to be pedagogical. And when she says, okay, everybody that has a note or a note, paper, with this purple color is going to follow Susie. And Susie, you know, there is a classroom downstairs where you can be discussing, but you can also be wherever you want in 30 minutes and discuss. And Johan, it's the same. You are going to have, let's see now, where are you? Well, I chose the green one for you. So, are you going to have lunch with us? Yeah? Yeah. And yeah, very good. And when you do like this, the persons that are going to have green nose, they follow Jolly. And Jolly, you know, it's the classroom downstairs close to Kai. Yeah, you can be there or you can be someone else in 30 minutes. But I tell you more about this later on. And Joanna, you have this color. Okay? And I'm going to have this color. And then we will have a teacher also from business economics, Peter, and he is going to have this blue color. And what are you going to have? Well, you're going to have, I don't know, but this is number one. So this is for you. And I'm going to, maybe you going around and listen to everybody. But the ones here that are going to participate in this workshop, you take one of these, and it's not going to be done, but he sent it. Pass it over. You understand? So you will have now a color, and they are already mixed up, so you don't have to. And I hope there are going to be mixed groups now. So you take one and you keep it. Don't leave it. Don't forget it. And you send it further to the next one and to the next one. Okay. So we will have our lunch, and then we part 2 of this workshop, where you are here. After the discussion with the moderator, we will meet each other in a classroom that is downstairs, and the number of the classroom is here. Can you see? Number 24. And by the door, there is also a note where it says EPIG's classroom. So I think you managed to find it. And when we meet there, I will mix the groups one more time. And you will have discussions in 30 minutes again with new persons, new participants. And after 30 minutes, we meet again in the classroom, the same classroom, and we summarize it. Is it okay? You understand? So thanks all for your interest of this seminar. Soon we are going to have, as I said, a lunch break, and I tried to translate this lunch break in English, but hopefully I can have some help from Joanna. But it's a buffet with cheesecake, with cold smoked salmon on black bread. Yes. And mixed salad with local ingredients. And then, as a dessert, we offer Åland pancake with accessories. And there was one person here that was allergic to fish. Yeah, and for you, we have something else. So, okay, yes, the black bread is not from the blood, but the bread has the color of black. Yes, and it's very local here in Åland. Black bread. Thank you. Swinglish. Before we leave this room, I know, patience. Before we leave this room, the project participants, I need your what do you say? Intention? Attention, something like that. The restaurant, the place we are going to visit this evening, Kalla Stadskrog, they want me to send in what you would prefer to eat tonight. So I need your sign on a list here. This is the list, and this is how it's going to work now. We're going to say thank you so much to the stakeholders, and the one that really needs to do something, there is toilets over there, but please come back in the room, all the project participants, to choose from this one what you would like to prefer to taste this evening. You can choose from a hamburger on Åland ground beef or fish burger on breaded cod. Do you say so? Panerad torsk? Fried, yes. Fried cod. And Ave, if you need this so you know the place where you're where to drive, you can keep this one. So, yeah, Don?
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
Regards to the total project itself. I'm a representative of the, as I said at the beginning, of the local businesses here in Åland. So I'm sorry, Sarema, this question is for the local businesses here. This project with the GastroTourism, there was one slide, I think that maybe you showed there. The basic idea of the project, of course, is to improve the level of knowledge among students and working professionals, the fields of gastronomy and tourism, and to improve the cooperation between schools and business life. And there is my question, how, during the course of this 2-year project, how has the cooperation been with the actual businesses here in Åland? Have there been good cooperation, and has the awareness of gastrotourism risen during this time among the actual entrepreneurs and restaurants, for example, during this time of the course?
I'm going to pass the question to Rika. Is that okay?
Try to manage. Yes, I think the cooperation has been good. We also have been hosting some of these industry meetings where we have invited people from the whole industry in both the tourism and the restaurants here at Åland, where we also have invited them speakers from both. We had a cooperation with Visit Åland, where we had that. Then we also had in our steering group, we have had several, or at least 3 from the Åland Islands, representatives from the restaurants, Mika Björklund, Johanna Dahlgren, and also Nico Miklin, who is from the Visit Åland. And I have actually used them a lot during this project, just to see if the project is going in the right way, and if they are thinking that this is usable. Then I think that we are still thinking, at least here at Ola Vocational School, how we are going to provide this course for the professionals, because I think that would be important to find a solution that how we could actually hire the knowledge in the industry. I think that's one of the key questions now for the final part. How to now we have done this analysis, and we have asked people what they are missing, but now we need to find a solution how to provide this knowledge for the industry. Yes, but I think that the cooperation during this project has been really good. Yes, we also had a cooperation with Ålands fiskodlarförening, like a community for fishermen here at Åland, and that's actually been really good. They have been coming here to school They brought their own chef and fish, and they come here to our students and teach them about how to use fish and local fish and so on. We have some. Yes, I hope so. No, I'm sorry that I can't be here and do this. But I won't be able to do that by myself, but I hope that now in the final part of this project we will try to do that. Yes. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Erika. Yes, it's always to find the new education paths, if you can say so. Yes. And that's the challenge when you want to educate professionals, not to bring them into the school, maybe to find the solutions where you can learn in practice. Mm. Yeah. Yeah, of course.
I work now at the University of Applied Sciences here at the Hospitality Management program. And we see now that we can join forces, the vocational school and the university. And also, they, I don't know who I am anymore. But the university, they now have another project where they actually educate entrepreneurs in the tourism area. And I think if we join forces with the result of this project and the other project, we will have a really good ground to build on. That was that.
Yeah, and I would also like to comment that that's the challenge for the Åland Islands overall, to develop local network. That's my experience from other projects. We are actually very good to take contact with schools or organizations internationally, but we need really to level up when it's about have structural local networks, so we can not concurrate with each other. Can you say that? Then instead complement. Yeah. Because we are serving the same target group. Oh, sorry for my English. Well, thank you all the stakeholders, and Pille, you will be with us the whole day. And just a couple of minutes or maybe seconds, stand up and maybe visit the toilets, but please come back in the room because I need the name of the list of what you would like to eat this evening. Thank you so